You're watching Well-Traveled Life with Jonathan and Jennifer. Today we've got some of the best wildlife viewing you will ever see. Seals, sea lions, some of the most incredible whale footage, and a couple of surprises. We are in Prince Rupert, British Columbia, just south of Alaska. We booked privately with Sunset Charters out of Prince Rupert, and Captain Jack met us at the dock, which is very close to the ship, and we had an awesome day. We were on Holland America's 28-day legendary voyage around Alaska, and on board we had met two other couples from Australia that we really enjoyed. They were both involved in photography and really appreciated wildlife, and we thought this would be a great excursion to do together. The walk from our ship to the dock where we picked up the boat and met Jack was literally a 3-minute flat walk. Really simple, really easy. You can see our cruise ship as we're pulling away from the dock. We met fairly early in the morning so that we could get an early start and have a full day out on the boat. I think we had 6 hours on the boat scheduled. And though it was cloudy and overcast to begin, the day cleared up and we ended up with terrific weather. Known for its rich culture of the indigenous people that still call this home and still own the land that Prince Rupert sits on, it is also loved for its rugged landscapes and known for its fishing. In fact, Sunset Charters is a fishing charter company that we just used as an eco photo safari tour. We had our eyes peeled for dolphins, eagles, any wildlife that we could see as we headed out of the harbor and to the open water. We were heading out past the channel. We found a mink running along the beach. So that was actually our first wildlife encounter of the day, and we were really fortunate. Jack was as interested in wildlife as he was in fishing. In fact, he thanked us for not wanting to go fishing, that we could just concentrate on what we could see. And
well, we left Prince Rupert this morning and headed west, and we're in the Dundas island chain. Dundas, Dunera, Melville are the 3 main islands. And yeah, this little spot's the Connell Islands. It's really pretty. Just a small little group, white sandy beaches. Only us here, which is nice. Pretty special.
And within that first hour, you could see the skies were already clearing and it was shaping up to be a spectacular day. And out in the Dundas Islands, the first thing we came across was a small seal colony where the seals were lounging and playing in a lagoon and were just having the best time. These are clearly rocky islands, and we were here at a fairly low tide, so we had to be really careful about keeping our distance in order to make sure that we didn't ground the boat. But these shallow waters with these rocky islands made for really safe spaces for the seals. They were able to avoid their most dangerous natural enemy, the killer whales.
These are harbour seals, and they love these little lagoons because it's safe for them.
Yes, that's an eagle above that rock. We arrived at this little cluster of rock outcroppings that are actually islands, and it was lower tide, so you could see the high tide mark and look for those orange and red starfish. The rocks were home to a variety of seabirds. We saw gulls and terns, as well as kittiwaks, and Kathy even saw a puffin. But what we really came here for was on the next little island over. There is a huge sea lion colony with thousands of sea lions We could hear them before we could see them, and we could smell them before we could see them. Pulling away from a sea lion rookery. These guys are fierce and intense, and they were very curious about us at first, and then once they kind of realized we didn't have food, they lost interest in us.
40, 50, 100.
In a dare to see who could sound the most like a sea lion, I think we have a winner.
You got it.
I think I got it.
You nailed it. No contest. The contest is over.
If you were leaning out to the side.
I have seen wolves on this beach, but that's generally early morning.
Wolves are about the only mammal that will live on these little islands off the coast. Jack had done a really good job of getting us out into nature so that even if we didn't see wildlife, we still saw beautiful things.
It's called Green Island Lighthouse. It's like pretty much the most northwesterly point of Canada. Everything past us there is Alaska.
The station was first established in 1906, but the house wasn't actually lit until 1956. It now serves as a haven for birds as well as other wildlife. Look at this mom and baby seal. And these aren't just seagulls. Keep your eye open for the eagle that is being absolutely harassed by these gulls as they're trying to feed off of each other's hunting. We left the island and we're heading over towards a little inlet, but on the way we got stopped by some really surprised whales just out in the open water. We are constantly on the lookout for whale activity, but we were shocked when this one just breached in front of us. Then came all the fin slapping. and we slowed down as they seemed to be moving toward us, and there were more of them coming. During the summer in Alaska and Canada, there's a variety of whales you might see. We saw gray whales while in Sitka, but predominantly you're looking for humpback whales, and they'll actually be the easiest to find because they have some telltale signs. If you are new to whale watching, there are things to look for. You are always looking for those spouts and maybe a hump, hopefully a tail, and the splashes if they're really moving. What we were seeing out here really felt excessive. These guys were either very playful, or I had the suspicion that they were almost using this as a form of communication and calling each other out. There certainly were a number of whales coming in singularly and in pairs, almost as though they were being called to the area. There were a few fishing boats right there in the vicinity, so obviously there was something going on under the water. All of the signs were there. We were seeing birds around the areas where the whales were coming up, which is usually an indication that they're disturbing the fish down below and there'll be food for the birds. And we were also noticing that oftentimes when the whales went down and showed us a tail, they were right back up. A lot of times if a whale tail is visible, it means that the whale has gone down deeper, has taken a bigger breath, and will be down longer. But that wasn't the case. These whales were up and down, and we were seeing lots and lots of tails. A humpback tail is like their fingerprint or signature. Every tail has different designs on it, different colorations, and you'll also see different cuts or notches, though those may change over time as things happen to the whale. And we just want to tell you, whale breath, that's a real thing. That air that they're breathing out, it's a very fine mist. You can feel it if you're close enough, and you can smell it. What we believe we were seeing was this confluence of the whales all coming together, working in tandem. They essentially all go down together, circle the fish, blow bubbles, thus sending the fish upwards, and then they come up together, opening their mouths and catching them. This is what they call bubble feeding.
When you're lost and no one's there, and you wonder who even cares, oh, come back to your breath, don't drift away from me. I will come down to remind you of before. We can fly away from here. We can stay close, my dear. Swept up and away from all our fears. How are we supposed to know on our own? Together we can go slow.
We continued on our regularly planned journey and headed into this little cove. And this is a special place where fresh water is coming into the ocean, and it is full of all things edible. So it has actually become this whale feeding station.
You went there every summer, that place you're thinking of, the music you remember from when you were in love. Let yourself heal, it's easy to feel. Let yourself heal, it's easy to feel. Running along the beaches that once belonged to you, a trail of broken let yourself heal. It's easy to feel. Let yourself heal. It's easy to It's how you choose to remember it. If only we could capture it and its glow. But no. Heal, heal. It's easy to feel. Oh, let yourself heal. Heal. It's easy to feel. You went there every summer. That place you're thinking of. The music you remember from when you were in love. Let yourself heal. It's easy to feel. Let yourself heal. It's easy to feel. Running along the beaches that once belonged to you. A trail of broken memories will lead you to the truth. Let yourself heal. It's easy to feel. Let yourself heal. It's easy to
And in case we were feeling like 3 whales in one shot wasn't enough, in comes the eagle. So we have 3 whales and an eagle. Yeah, this was a lucky day.
It's how you choose to remember it. If only we could capture it and its glow. But no. Heal, heal. It's easy to feel. Oh, let yourself heal. Heal. It's easy to feel. If only we could capture it and its glow. But no. Heal, heal.
there are all of these little inlets coming down into the ocean. It's creating these currents, and I think these fish are just being brought in here, and it is this incredible feeding ground. I think it is just fish strong. We are seeing salmon literally jumping out of the water, and that must mean something big is chasing it.
There's like fresh water coming out of the inlet, and the fresh water has a lot of, I don't know, growing capacity, I guess. And then that hot weather comes in now, algae will bloom, that's why you get a bit greener water. And then plankton, whales, herring, everything gathers here. You get a really good feeding frenzy.
So with all the nutrients in the water comes lots of feeding fish for the whales and the eagles and the seals. We saw some of everything in this spot. It really was just like the lottery win of wildlife watching in one space.
Been away from all our fears. How are we supposed to know on our own? Together we can go slow. Why don't you leave it all to me? I know how hard it all can be. I'm here to hold your hand through this. I'll be beside you all along. My love for you is so strong. We're right where we belong. Together we can go slow.
As exciting as what was happening in the water, up above us in the skies, there was an equal amount of action. As we were driving the boat back to Prince Rupert, we had a number of really incredible eagle encounters, not just watching them watch us and flying overhead. But we had this spectacular eagle warrior project going on, where the eagles were actually fighting in flight for what one of them had caught. And it wasn't just one eagle, it wasn't just two eagles, there were 3 and sometimes 4 eagles in on trying to get the spoils. Remember those foggy islands this morning? Well, under these blue skies, they were just spectacular as we came back into the city of Prince Rupert. We had terrific views, and we got to get a gander of local life. This is actually the airport ferry, and it will take you to the airport. It is also a hotspot for porpoises, so keep your eyes out. Whatever you do in Prince Rupert, our suggestion is going to be that you get out on the water. The wildlife viewing from there is second to none. I don't think we've ever had as good a day on the water as we had in this Canadian town. But if you're wanting to stay on land, we were impressed with how much the city had done to make that accessible and fun right from the ship. Whatever you do, book ahead. This is a small town and there aren't an abundance of tours.
Yeah, be back in Prince Rupert. Look me up. See you guys. See ya.
That was excellent.
It's been a good day, Mr. Graham. You say it. We are pulling away.